Ever walked past a lush, magazine-worthy trellis and thought, I could never afford that? Well, think again, because what you're about to see will make you never look at trash the same way again. This morning, my neighbor Janet literally stopped dead in her tracks while walking her dog and asked if I hired some expensive landscape architect. When I told her my stunning vertical garden masterpiece cost me absolutely nothing, that it came straight from items I found on the curb last Tuesday, she didn't believe me. So I'm about to prove it to you right now with 6 jaw-dropping trellis transformations that look like they cost hundreds, but actually cost nothing except a little creativity. Welcome to Golden Years Gardening, where we create stunning outdoor spaces using nothing but discarded materials and forgotten garage treasures. If you want your garden to look like a luxury botanical showcase without spending a single penny, smash that subscribe button right now, because you're about to see something absolutely incredible. But I need you to do something for me right now. In the comments below, type trash to trellis if you're ready to transform your garden with creativity, not cash. Let's see how many eco-warriors we have watching today who are ready to turn trash into garden gold. I'm revealing 6 game-changing trellis transformations organized into the most stunning categories you've ever seen. Forgotten treasures that become fairy tale features, architectural elements that add instant sophistication, creative conversions that will blow your mind, sentimental transformations that tug at your heartstrings, artistic statements that stop traffic, and gallery-worthy installations that make your garden look like a curated art exhibition. These first 2 ideas are perfect if you have guests coming over this weekend and need instant vertical drama that looks like you've been planning it for months. Every single one takes less than a few hours as a senior to complete and costs absolutely nothing if you have the basic materials lying around. Let's start with something that'll make your garden look like a luxury resort's secret climbing wall. Idea 1, the ladder trellis glow-up. Transform forgotten wooden ladders into magical vertical climbing havens that look like they came straight from a European cottage garden. Here's the exact process that's going to blow your mind. Start with any old wooden ladder. Doesn't matter if it's paint chipped, weathered, or missing a rung, because imperfections actually add character. Sand it down just enough to remove loose paint and splinters. Then paint it in bold statement colors like deep forest green, rustic barn red. Or keep it natural with a weathered gray stain. Here's the genius part. Lean it against any wall, fence, or secure it freestanding between 2 posts driven 18 inches into the ground. Now comes the magic. Weave warm white twinkle lights through every single rung, creating these incredible horizontal lines of light that look absolutely enchanting at dusk. Train climbing morning glories, sweet peas, or even edible sugar snap peas to spiral up through the rungs, and within 6 weeks, you'll have this incredible living ladder that looks like something from a fairy tale. The impact is absolutely stunning. It turns something completely forgotten into a fairy-lit statement piece that becomes a focal point of your entire garden. Janet from next door said it best. It looks like you installed a professional lighting feature, but it's actually functional garden space too. Each ladder transformation creates about 12 square feet of vertical growing space that would cost $200 to $300 to buy commercially. But wait until you see what happens when I take ordinary wire fencing and turn it into something so elegant. People will think you hired a professional designer. Idea 2, wire fence frame elegance. This next hack uses leftover wire fencing, old dog crate panels, or even damaged garden gates to create sophistication that rivals expensive metal garden structures. Here's the step-by-step magic. Take any wire panel, doesn't matter if it's rusty, bent, or missing sections, and zip tie it securely to wooden stakes or attach it to an existing garden arch or fence line. Now here's where the transformation becomes absolutely stunning. Spray paint everything in sophisticated matte colors like deep charcoal black, warm bronze, or even dramatic navy blue. The paint not only protects the metal, but creates this incredibly professional look that screams expensive designer installation. Let climbing cucumbers, green beans, clematis, or fragrant jasmine take over the structure, and you've created this perfect balance between structured architecture and soft, flowing natural beauty. The visual impact is absolutely incredible. It blends hard structure with soft organic growth in a way that works perfectly for both rustic farmhouse gardens and sleek modern landscapes. The wire provides perfect support for heavy fruiting vines while creating these gorgeous geometric shadows that change throughout the day. Mike from my community said, People drive by slowly just to stare at my bean trellis. They think I spent thousands on custom metalwork, but you haven't seen anything yet. Next, I'm revealing how to turn something as simple as old curtain rods into the most romantic garden feature you've ever seen. And trust me, hack number 3 will make your outdoor space feel like a secret room with the most incredible breezy charm. Idea 3, curtain rod wall trellis. Hold on to your gardening gloves because this next transformation is going to completely change how you think about creating intimate garden spaces. We're talking about turning basic curtain rods and leftover netting into something so romantically stunning that your garden will feel like a secret European courtyard hideaway. Here's the exact magic formula that's going to blow your mind. Start with any old curtain rods, those tension rods from your college dorm, decorative rods from redecorating projects, or even basic dowel rods from craft projects. Mount these horizontally across any fence, wall, or between posts at varying heights. I like to do 3 feet, 5 feet, and 7 feet for maximum visual drama. Now comes the absolutely genius part that creates this dreamy, ethereal effect. Drape lightweight netting, old sheer curtains, or even mosquito netting across these rods, letting it flow naturally like soft fabric waterfalls. Then weave natural jute rope or twine to the netting and loose, organic patterns that look completely intentional but beautifully casual. But here's where this gets absolutely incredible. Add tiny S-hooks or small clips along the rods to hang little herb pots, plant markers, or even battery-operated fairy lights that twinkle through the fabric. Lightly spray everything with clear water-resistant coating to protect it from weather while maintaining that soft, flowing appearance. The transformation is absolutely magical. Lisa from my community described it perfectly. It's like I create an outdoor room that feels completely private and romantic, even though it's just my side yard. Friends keep asking if I hired an event designer. The gentle movement of the fabric and the breeze creates this constantly changing backdrop that makes your garden feel alive and dynamic. Each curtain rod section creates about 15 square feet of vertical growing space for lightweight climbing plants like sweet peas, nasturtiums, or small cucumber varieties, while the netting provides perfect support and the hanging elements add functional beauty that serves multiple purposes. But wait until you see transformation number 4, because this one is going to tug at your heartstrings while creating the most meaningful garden feature you've ever seen. Idea 4, crib rail revival, a beautiful celebration of life cycles. This transformation is so emotionally powerful and visually stunning that grown adults literally tear up when they see the finished result. We're taking old baby crib rails, those precious pieces that once protected your little ones during their most vulnerable moments, and transforming them into beautiful celebrations of new growth and life's continuous cycles. Here's the step-by-step process that creates pure garden poetry. Take any crib side rail, whether it's traditional wooden slats, convertible pieces from toddler beds, or even vintage rails from family heirlooms. Stand it upright and anchor it securely into your garden soil, using metal stakes driven 12 inches deep, or mount it against an existing fence for extra stability. Now here's where this becomes absolutely breathtaking. Add delicate twine or thin wire between the slats to create additional climbing support for your plants, but keep everything light and airy to preserve that precious protective feeling. The spacing of crib slats is absolutely perfect for training cherry tomatoes, sugar snap peas, or delicate flowering vines like clematis or sweet autumn clematis. But here's what makes this transformation so incredibly meaningful. Every time you see those vines growing up to the rails that once kept your baby safe, you're witnessing this beautiful metaphor of protection nurturing new life. It's like the crib continues its job of fostering growth, just in a completely different but equally beautiful way. The visual impact is absolutely stunning. Crib rails have this inherently gentle, curved design that creates much softer lines than typical garden structures. They work beautifully as standalone statement pieces in the middle of garden beds or positioned between raised beds to create intimate growing sections. Amanda from Seattle shared the most beautiful story. I used my daughter's crib rail to create a memory garden where I grow all her favorite vegetables. Now at 16, she helps me harvest tomatoes through the same rails where she once played with toys. It's become our special bonding space that connects her childhood to who she's becoming. The emotional connection combined with practical function creates something that no store-bought trellis could ever replicate. Each rail provides about 8 square feet of perfect growing space, while serving as a living memorial to precious family memories. But hold on to your hat, because the next 2 transformations are going to absolutely blow your mind with their artistic impact and gallery-worthy sophistication. When you see what I do with old bike wheels, you're going to wonder why anyone ever throws them away. And the picture frame transformation will make you look at every thrift store completely differently forever. Idea 5. Bike wheel garden art trellis. Sculptural spinning magic. This transformation is so visually stunning and unexpectedly artistic that people literally slow down when they walk past your garden. We're talking about turning discarded bike wheels into sculptural garden magic that looks like you commissioned a professional metal artist but costs absolutely nothing. Here's the step-by-step process that creates pure garden theater. Start with any old bike wheels. Mountain bike wheels, road bike wheels, kids bike wheels, or even rusty wheels from garage sales. The more varied the sizes, the more dramatic your final installation becomes. Mount 2 to 3 wheels at different heights to a sturdy post or existing fence, creating this incredible layered sculpture effect. Now comes the absolutely genius part that transforms these wheels into functional art. Weave colorful wire, natural jute twine, or even weather-resistant colored string to the spokes in intricate patterns. You can create geometric designs, spiral patterns, or organic web-like structures that catch the light differently throughout the day. The spokes provide perfect anchor points that require no tools, just your creativity and some patience. But here's where this gets absolutely magical. Let sweet peas, morning glories, or lightweight flowering vines spiral through your woven patterns, creating this incredible living sculpture that changes with the seasons. As the plants grow, they follow your string patterns, creating these amazing three-dimensional living artworks that spin gently in the breeze. The visual impact is absolutely mind-blowing. Tom from my community said it best. Neighbors actually knock on my door asking who created my garden sculpture. When I tell them it's made from bikes I found at the dump, they think I'm joking. The circular shapes create perfect focal points that draw the eye upward, while the spinning motion adds this incredible kinetic element that makes your garden feel alive and dynamic. Each wheel cluster provides about 12 square feet of climbing space, while serving as a stunning sculptural centerpiece that works in any garden style, from modern minimalist to cottage garden whimsical. But wait until you see this final transformation, because it literally turns your garden into a curated art gallery that rivals the most expensive botanical showcases. Idea 6. Picture frame trellis gallery, living art exhibition. Hold on to your gardening tools, because this final transformation is going to change everything you think you know about combining art and gardening. We're creating a living gallery wall that looks so sophisticated, so intentionally designed, that your garden will become the neighborhood's must-see destination. Here's the exact process that creates museum-worthy garden art. Start collecting old wooden picture frames from thrift stores, garage sales, or even damaged frames from your own home. Different sizes work perfectly. Mix large landscape frames with smaller portrait frames, or ornate vintage frames with simple modern ones. The variety creates incredible visual interest. Remove all the glass and backing materials, leaving just the empty frame structures. Now here's the transformation magic. Staple chicken wire, decorative mesh, or even colorful craft netting inside each frame opening, creating these beautiful textured canvases that are ready for your living artwork. Mount multiple frames at different heights across a fence, wall, or freestanding framework, arranging them like a professional gallery curator with display paintings. Vary the heights, overlap some frames slightly, and create groupings that feel intentional but organic. Now comes the absolutely stunning finale. Let climbing vines weave through each canvas, like living brushstrokes, creating different compositions in each frame. Train delicate vines like sweet peas or nasturtiums to create soft, impressionistic effects, or use structured plants like small leaf ivy for more geometric, modern art vibes. The result is absolutely breathtaking. You create a living art exhibition that changes with the seasons, grows more beautiful over time, and provides functional growing space while serving as the most sophisticated garden feature imaginable. Each frame becomes its own individual artwork while contributing to the larger gallery installation. Rachel from Portland shared this incredible reaction. My mother-in-law, who's an art professor, spent an hour studying my frame garden. She kept saying it was the most creative integration of art and nature she'd ever seen. She had no idea the frames came from Goodwill. Can you believe we just created 6 professional quality trellis systems using nothing but discarded materials and basic creativity? Drop a comment telling me which transformation spoke to your heart and what trash you're planning to turn into garden treasure this weekend. I read every single comment and love giving personalized advice for your specific space and challenges. If this video opened your eyes to the incredible potential hiding in everyday discarded items, you need to subscribe to Golden Years Gardening right now. I post new Trash to Treasure garden inspiration every week that keeps your creativity flowing and your wallet happy. Hit that notification bell so you never miss money-saving ideas that transform forgotten items into garden gold. Remember, the most beautiful gardens aren't grown with money. They're grown with vision, creativity, and the courage to see treasure where others see trash. Your dream garden is waiting in the most unexpected places.